Hey everybody, Travis here. Alas, I could not make it to Dragon Con. I'm just going to too many cons this year. I am overconned. Actually, the real reason is probably more that I'm woefully behind on actually completing the book I'm supposed to be writing, and I'm desperately panicky about that. Anyway, alas, I can't be there, but really it's probably the best way that this can go, because in person I might have a smell. At any rate, I'm going to read this short from Will for you, and you get to watch me make weird faces while I do it, because this is easily the most Dross-saturated short I have ever read. Here we go. Dross tells a story. Abidan Records, Reaper Division interviews. Interview subject, Rank 1 Combat Analysis Presence. Designation, Dross. Special note, Subject Dross was requested to recount the complete activities of his host, Weishi Lyndon Aurelius. Included below is his report in its entirety. It has been organized into books at Dross's insistence. Beginning report.
Oh, you want to hear about Lyndon? You came to the right spirit, because I'm the foremost Lyndon expert in existence. In fact, don't even bother asking Lyndon himself. He's biased. I've compiled a very detailed presentation for you, which I have arranged into 12 parts. You might call them books. We'll start with the first one, which I have entitled Unsold. It's because he was an unsold. Get it? Anyway, there's nothing important in this one. I wasn't around, so I won't bore you. You can skip this, frankly. Lyndon was weak and pathetic. An angel lady came from beyond all space and time to take pity on him, and he decided not to be so weak and pathetic. Oh, he met Yaren, too. You know Yaren, right? She has a sword. I think that sums up her character fairly well, don't you? Let's move on. Soulsmith. He sort of learns soulsmithing in this one, but not really. He does meet Ethan. That's probably the most interesting thing about Lyndon at this point, meeting Ethan. Lyndon tricks an old lady into training him, meets Ethan, gets captured again, begs Ethan to help him, gets locked in a cave, gets poisoned, advances to Iron, kills a guy who deserved it, and finds a spear. Actually, he doesn't even find a spear. He's just there while Ethan finds the spear. I tried to get Lyndon to put me in Ethan's head, but he wouldn't do it. Blackflame. Lyndon meets a turtle and learns to set himself on fire. Skysworn. Something about Yaren and the Bleeding Phoenix. I don't know, I usually skip this part of Lyndon's memories, but he does join the Skysworn, which is vitally important because it brings us to Ghostwater. Here it is, finally. This is where Lyndon's journey really begins, you see. He finally drops his weak, pathetic, cowardly self by gaining the courage and wisdom to give me control over his body. Everything useful he did was actually me piloting him, you know. I remember our first meeting so clearly. I was waiting inside a well for just the right sacred artist, one with potential. Heralds and sages had fought over me, but I turned them down. They weren't vessels where I could really shine. When I saw Lyndon, I knew he was a blank canvas. A husk, really. A lump of clay to be molded by my hands, so to speak. Yes, I know Lyndon is going to see this report. Why do you ask? Underlord. Do you know Akura Charity? The one with all the owls? Well, she wanted children to fight for her, so she set 2 nations to war for the sake of making child gladiators. A lot of people died, but more importantly, Lyndon shot a prince with a cannon. I was proud of him for that one. He should shoot more people with cannons. Uncrowned. Oh, this is one where Lyndon lost a fight to Yaren. I won't make fun of him for that one. She had a head start on him, but this time she called me for help, and she won. Let this be a lesson. If you call on Dross, you win. That's not even true, really. If she hadn't called my name, Lyndon would have given up, so Yaren would have won even harder, but she would have been really mad at Lyndon, I'll tell you. Actually, I can show you. I have a very detailed simulation. We'll start with the first 15 names she calls him. Simulation omitted for brevity. Wintersteel. This was a fun one. I had a good time in this one. I'd say I spent half my time calculating points and the other half digesting the memories from the people Lyndon ate. With his arm, not his mouth. Oh, and another half running simulations against Sophara the Gold Dragon. I run so efficiently that I can divide my time in 3 halves. When Lyndon ran into Sophara for real, he killed her in about 2 seconds, because he'd fought her hundreds of times, all thanks to me. And then he became a sage. I didn't have much to do with that one. Bloodline. Have you met Lyndon's father? I think Lyndon should roll him down a few flights of stairs. Not to teach him a lesson, just because he deserves it. Anyway, the rest of Lyndon's relatives are worse. Lyndon beat them up, but not as much as he should have, if you ask me. Then we fought the Wandering Titan, a giant Dreadgod, and I nobly sacrificed my own life. It was the most devastated Lyndon has ever been, the darkest point in his life. He would have made a statue of me if I hadn't come back, So let's skip to that part. I don't have any memories immediately after this. None. Reaper. I do not remember, and you won't get me to admit otherwise. Nothing happened here. I was dead, and that was it. Yes, Lyndon could still access some of my functions. He fought a cat. Oh, and it turns out Ethan was the missing Reaper of Worlds, the doom of all existence, which surprised everyone except me because I'd virtually figured it all out already. Or I would have if I had been there, which I wasn't. Let's move on. Dreadgod. There are Dreadgods in almost all of these, but this is the one where Lyndon becomes a Dreadgod. This is a fun one, too. Or at least it is once I come back to life. Lyndon did a good job here. He even tried to sacrifice his own brain to bring me back. It always brings a tear to my eye. Can I go back and edit the entry for Ghostwater? I should be nicer to him. No? Okay, well, I'll be nicer to him tomorrow. This is when I met my personal hero, Emrys Silentborn. She's my favorite tree. I hope to be like her someday, with lots of eyes and leaves. Majestic. Waybound. I didn't know what to call this one, but we were bound for the way, and also bound to the way, and mostly I thought it sounded good. We killed a Dreadgod in the last one, I forgot to mention that, and this time we made it into a beautiful bow with the power of dreams, and I couldn't even use it. I got a halo, though, so that was nice. Makes me look holy, and magnifies my psychic influence, but that goes without saying. Also, we destroyed all the Dreadgods and transcended existence, coming to meet you here, but I still didn't get to use the bow. Mercy has it now. Does that seem unfair to you? All right, that's the end. That's it. You have all the important points, I think. Yes, of course, I have plenty more to say, but talking is so inefficient. I can directly show you the memories. All of Lyndon's memories, yeah. I have all of them. I don't see why not. He'd probably let me... Oh, never mind. He doesn't want to show you all his memories. He's actually furious that you would ask, so he's coming here now. No point in running. He knows your name. I'll leave you to deal with that. That ends the report, right? Can I say it? You're running away. You're gone now, so I'll say it. Report complete.
Thanks, y'all.